Next, I'd like for you to hear from somebody who is the newest director that's coming on board with us, and as to why he would like to serve with us. So Larry, please, come and share with us.
Thanks, Julie. As she said, I am the newest board member with Active Life. I joined about September last year, and they've asked me to just share with you for a moment why I do serve. And so to do that, I need to back up and just tell you maybe my first experience with Active Life. And that was around probably 2005. My wife and I had decided to pursue adoption, and Active Life somehow got word of that, and we were invited to a prayer meeting, which they do monthly. And it was just amazing to sit there and hear those people pray specifically by name for people that they knew were pursuing adoption, either as a adoptive parent, as my wife Carrie and I are, or those that were considering adoption from the birth parent side, and also just the workers, the crisis pregnancy center workers, and then of course the ministry of Active Life and all the things that they prayed for. So that was my first experience with Active Life, was at a prayer meeting, and that already set the bar pretty high. I was very impressed and honored to have been prayed for there and know that they were doing that monthly, and it was just amazing. And then I'll fast forward a little bit to after I had become a board member, and I was asked to attend one of the trainings that Active Life provides to the crisis pregnancy centers. And what I learned there impressed me even more so and solidified that I had stepped up into the right ministry, Active Life. I found there during the trainings that we enabled the crisis pregnancy center workers to increase the chance that a birth parent that is scared, someone that's pregnant is scared, we increased the odds of her being able to choose life from a 50-50 chance to 2-to-1 odds in our favor, because those crisis pregnancy center workers are now equipped to offer life in an informed way. You know, a lot of them, when they came in, I saw them and they knew pretty much how to spell adoption. That was about the extent of it. Some of them didn't know how to do that. That was okay. But at the end, they knew the various types of adoption that were available, because each birth mom and dad have concerns. They have fears, as you can imagine. Some of you may have been through that scenario, but they have fears about words they might use of giving up their child. And they have fears of that and what that means. And what Active Life does is we go in there and we help talk these crisis pregnancy workers through what some of those fears might be, and we help them understand how the different types of adoption that are available can help those birth mothers and fathers with those fears, and to where they can see that, you know what, I can do this. I love my baby so much already that I can choose life. I know I can't parent, but I can choose life, and those fears that I had, there's ways to get around those, and there's ways that I can be enabled to do this. And that is what Active Life does, and that is the heart of our ministry, is enabling those crisis pregnancy workers to be informed and offer not just a word, adoption, be able to understand the fears and really explain how it can work. And so that was amazing. And that solidified that I had done the right thing. And so what we're trying to do with Active Life is take that further and do more trainings. And that's really one of the things that we measure ourselves on, is how many trainings have we done? How many people have we succeeded in educating? Because the data shows that after they've been educated, the birth parents that come in are so much more likely to choose life than before they were educated. So that was amazing. And I'll step even back a little bit further to the agency that Carrie and I worked with as we were choosing adoption. And we found out about various types, and our agency workers had been educated. And so we decided that what was right for us was to have a pretty open relationship with our birth parents, Chelsea's birth parents. My beautiful daughter up on the screen that I know y'all have all been admiring. She's about 21 months old now, and it's just a joy to us. And we got to bring her home on Mother's Day in 2006, 2 days old. What a great gift to my wife. And so anyway, we decided that we wanted to be pretty involved with her birth parents. And our agency knew how to make that happen. And they matched us up with a couple that was wanting to stay involved. And so we know them. And what amazes me even more, and just to share a little glimpse for some of you guys, is that when Carrie and I drove away from the first time we had met Chelsea's birth parents, both of us looked at each other and you said, you know what? We love them unconditionally already. I have no idea how. That doesn't make sense. It's not possible. These are strangers we just met, but we love them unconditionally, and that hasn't changed to this day. And that is what being educated can do, because we can share that with some of these parents that are scared. And so it just gives you another glimpse in there. God is so good. And it took us to the point where we understand that through adoption, our sphere of influence has been increased. We now have a relationship with Chelsea's birth parents. And for some of you that are grandparents, this may be a little scary, but her birth grandparents, we have relationships with them. And it's wonderful. And we love it. And Chelsea will know them, and she loves them, and she'll respect them and honor them. And that, again, is what Active Life can do to help some of these people understand what they're doing is actually a very loving choice. And so why do I serve, which is the whole point of this whole thing? I serve because I believe in what we're doing. It's a passion of mine. We are helping more babies have life than before. And that's something I know God loves. And so I'm excited about that. I serve because someone asked me, honestly. And I found out that it enough about the ministry that I said, you know what, this draws on the skills that God has blessed me with. It draws on the passion that he's given me. And so as I close tonight, I'd like you just to think through this time that we're celebrating what God has been doing. Is he calling you to get involved with a ministry such as Active Life and to serve for something that is so right in his eyes as we give life? And so we don't know what the next years have. We know what he has done in the past 5 years. And as I was reading this morning, Abraham and Isaac both set up altars to celebrate what God has done in the past. And so tonight, we're not worshiping Active Life. We're not giving applause to Julie for what she's done here. This is what God has done. And we're celebrating with an altar tonight to God, just saying thank you. And so as I close, I would just ask you to say, is this something that I need to be involved with? And I would ask you to applaud, not for me, but for what God has done. So thank you.